Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name's Emily if we've never met, and today we are going to be doing a 21 questions tag that Allie Glines did. I saw her video and I wasn't planning on filming this today, but I thought I want in on that fun. So we are going to dive into the 21 questions that Allie posted and we'll see if there's any answers that are the same or not. You want to participate, go ahead and leave your answers down in the comments below. I'd love to see what your answers are to some of these questions. So question number 1 is, what is the oldest makeup item in your collection? So this one has a bit of a story. This is the Urban Decay Naked Basics palette, and you can see it's looking pretty rough. There's one shade here that's got significant pan in it, and most of the others are pretty darn close. This was actually my mom's. She had it years prior to this. I remember we traveled together to Austria maybe 6 or 7 years ago, and she had it with her. Then when she passed away, I inherited all of her makeup items. Now I don't use it, but it is the oldest piece of makeup I have in my collection, and I will never get rid of it because it reminds me of her. Yeah, so the Urban Decay Naked Basics mini palette is the oldest makeup item I have. So question 2 is, what is your most recent makeup purchase? Now this purchase is so recent I actually haven't even received it yet, and it's actually some of the Nakia Joy Cosmetics loose pigments. I wanted to try some out on my channel. I haven't seen too many reviews of them yet, and when I saw Nakia doing them on her channel, I was so blown away by the color shift and the shine that I wanted to give them a try. Yes, I've placed an order for those and I'm just waiting for them to come. Of course, right now shipping is uber slow, so I don't know when they're coming, but as soon as they are, they will be in my collection. Question number 3 is, what is the first makeup product that you ever used? I don't remember. I'm gonna have to say probably blush. I remember being like a little kid in my mom's vanity. I was really kind of obsessed with blush when I was younger, putting makeup on for dance recitals, and when I started to do my own makeup for doing competitive gymnastics. Like, I remember all that, but I definitely know that I was using makeup before that, just playing around in my mom's vanity. So, but I've always had this thing for blush, so I'm gonna assume it was probably blush. Question number 4 is, what is a makeup trend that you used to love but now you hate? Again, I'm gonna reach way back into my early teen years, maybe tween years even, maybe early 90s. We used to wear colored mascara. Now I know there's colored mascara still. I'm wearing a brown mascara today, but I am talking like electric blue mascara was my jam. That's all I wore, was this electric blue mascara, and it was so bright and so loud, but I loved it. And all my friends wore like green. I had a friend group where I wore the blue and she wore the maroon and she wore the red, and now I think it just looks a bit ridiculous on me anyhow. That's your preference, you do you. Really, really bright electric neon mascara. So question number 5 is the opposite. What is a makeup trend that you used to hate but now you love? Up until very recently, I never ever put any eyeshadow on my lower lash line. I hated how it looked on me. I thought it closed my eyes off, but it turned out I just wasn't doing it right. I was always using very dark colors under there, and so it made my small eyes look smaller. So now that I have sort of experimented more with lighter colors and using different colors and using my lower lash line to add a pop of color, I've really warmed up to the trend. I guess it's not even a trend, it's more a technique. Using my lower lash space as an area to put eyeshadow. So that's a trend I never ever used to do, but now I do pretty much every time I do makeup. Question number 6 is, what's your favorite step in your makeup routine? For me, it is absolutely eyeshadow. I find that that's sort of the moment where I can be my most creative. I tend not to get too crazy with my base. I always do mostly medium coverage foundations. I will experiment with, you know, is it matte? Is it dewy today? Am I feeling a little glowier? And using maybe a touch of a bit of a blingier highlight, but I don't use a lot of colored highlighters. I don't use a lot of brightly colored blushes, but I will go in with eyeshadow. Not to like the level of, you know, Annalika Nyquist, but I love playing with the eyeshadow and using it as a creative outlet. So eyeshadow is absolutely my favorite step. Number 7 is, what is the makeup product you can't live without? And that is absolutely mascara. Even if I'm not wearing a stitch of anything else on my face, I will generally run mascara through my lashes because otherwise my eyes just look blank. I have such small lashes, such thin, sparse lashes that I don't like the look of the eyes or the way they're framed if I don't have mascara on. So absolutely mascara. Question number 8 is what sparked your love for makeup? And for me, it absolutely goes back to when I used to do ballet as a child and do a lot of stage performing, as well as competitive gymnastics in my tween and teen years. I always had to wear makeup for those performances and those competitions, and it just grew from there. I took a hiatus around the time that I was having children because I just couldn't be bothered. But now that they're grown up again, I've rediscovered my love for makeup, and it's now one of my main creative outlets. Number 9 is what is the worst makeup look that you've ever done? So if we're not counting the awful makeup that I used to do in my tweens and early teens when I didn't know what the heck I was doing with my electric blue mascara, I would have to say the worst makeup look I've ever done wasn't on me, but it was actually on my daughter. I did my daughter's makeup for Halloween, and it just was muddy and I couldn't get it to blend, and it just looked very wrong for her face. And I realized that since I don't often do makeup on other people, and this was years ago, it was awkward and I didn't know what I was doing. Since then, my youngest daughter has actually become a competitive dancer, and I'm much more comfortable doing makeup on others now, that being part of our daily routine when we're in performance season. Yeah, that was absolutely the worst makeup look I ever did. I can't think of one on myself, but absolutely it sticks in my mind, and it was no good. Question number 10 is what is the favorite makeup look that you've ever done? I couldn't tell you. I racked my brain, but after 35 years of doing makeup, I couldn't say I can pick out a favorite. I've picked out recent favorites when I use my Pat McGrath palette. The Divine Rose 1, I love my look. The Norvina palette, I've always loved my look, the original. But yeah, the Sydney Gray shadows, every time I use my Sydney Gray shadows, I like my look, but I can't say that I can pick out a favorite. So question number 11 is not going to be a giant surprise. It's probably going to be a lot of people's answers, but what is your favorite drugstore makeup item? And I actually have two, so I'm cheating a little bit because one is super common. Physicians Formula Butter Bronzer, of course, an old fave. I just love this bronzer, one, because it smells like vacation. I love it. It smells like suntan lotion, and don't we all wish we could be out in the warm sun putting suntan lotion on right now? I'm in Canada and it's freezing. That would be nice. To try and add something a little bit different, I also chose the Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. I love this stuff. It is what I'm wearing today. And I'm a little concerned because where I purchase it from, well.ca, it has it on sale and it's been on clearance like $3.99 for a couple of months. So I'm a little nervous that now that Flower Beauty has come out with their serum foundation that they're actually discontinuing this. I hope not, because I love this. The Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation is definitely a fave. I always feel fabulous when I'm wearing it. It never emphasizes any texture on me. It never gathers in my the F lines, and I love it. It makes me feel flawless. My shade is already sold out on that website, and so I can't even stockpile. Question number 12 is what is your favorite splurge makeup item? And this is actually a recent acquisition for me. I got it during the Black Friday sale, and it is the Natasha Denona Biba palette. I know this is basic, but every time that I've used it, I've been happy with the look. It's just such good quality, and it's just a color story. It's got your neutrals, your warms, your cool tones. It's just got something. And if I had to be cornered and say pick one eyeshadow palette to use, it would be this one. It was my most recent and my favorite splurge makeup item. Number 13 is what is your most repurchased product? And I don't have it right now. I actually gave my backup to my daughter, and it's in her room, so I didn't go grab it. But it is the Maybelline Lash Sensational Mascara. It doesn't do anything like massively volumizing to my lashes. It doesn't make them like I'm wearing falsies. It's just a good basic mascara. Even though it has a synthetic wand, it doesn't poke my eyes. I don't get it all over my face. It does the job. It separates the lashes amazingly. It doesn't clump. It leaves them beautiful and light and wispy. And I've repurchased it several times. So that's hands down my most repurchased makeup item. Question number 14 is, what is your earliest makeup memory? I'm gonna go with my mom's Clinique Black Honey Almost Lipstick. I remember using it as a kid. I remember always grabbing it out of her purse and using it when we were out and about. I have the new version, the new repackaged version of it now. I will always have it in my collection. It's a beautiful almost lipstick, and it's probably the product, very specific product I remember from the longest time ago. Question number 15 is, where's your favorite place to shop for makeup? So I have two. I do shop at Sephora the most often. However, the closest physical store is about an hour away from me. That's not always practical, especially now in COVID. I've been doing primarily online shopping over the past year, and that has opened up my world a little bit, and I've been looking on sites like Beautylish and Look Fantastic. I would potentially say Ulta, except a year ago they stopped shipping to Canada because they were teasing that they were coming to Canada and they had to stop shipping here so that they could transition to Canadian-based stores. However, COVID has put that off. Ulta's not an option right now. However, we do have a drugstore up here called Shoppers Drug Mart, and they carry both drugstore and high-end brands, and I do quite like that. And we do have a rather large Shoppers Drug Mart. So I'm gonna have to say physical location, Shoppers Drug Mart, and online currently, Sephora. Question number 16 is, what is the most underrated makeup product you own? And I'm cheating because I've got two. One is not really a makeup product, it's sort of a makeup helper product, but I don't hear anyone talking about it, and this stuff is magic. What I'm talking about is the Cinema Secrets makeup brush cleaner. Like, how come I'm not hearing about this? For years I've been using little soap pucks or liquid soap and struggling with getting the soap out of the brush, and then I go to use it and it still sounds like there's bubbles inside even though I rinsed it for like an hour and a half. This stuff is magical. It does smell quite chemically, so I'm not sure how it's going to affect my brushes in the long run, but holy cow, you just dip your brush in and the makeup just flies out of the brush, and then you rub it on a clean cloth and your brushes smell good afterwards and it dries in like an hour. That stuff's magic. I don't know why I don't hear about it all the time. But the actual makeup product that I would have to say is the most underrated, that I don't hear enough about, is Sydney Grace. Sydney Grace eyeshadows. I know they're getting more hype now after collaborating with Mel Thompson and the Tiny Marvels palette, but I have like 2 full palettes of singles here, and these eyeshadows are amazing. I can't believe they're not hyped up more. Like, these are really good eyeshadows, and I think they're decently priced for what you're getting. I think they need more hype. Question number 17 is, what is the most overrated product in your makeup collection? And for me, it is the Fenty highlighters. I got this in a BoxyCharm. This is the Fenty Freestyle Kilowatt highlighter in the shade Trophy Wife. This is just nothing but glitter. Like, it is all glitter. And I don't know if it's gonna show up well on camera, but it's chunky, and I know it's the wrong shade. Like, I couldn't pull off this shade of gold with my skin tone, but it is so glittery. Like, it looks sheeny on the camera, but up close it's too glittery, and I know that some people love that. I do not, but they're so hyped up, and I don't know why. I don't get the hype. I don't know. I'm usually trying to get the glitter off my face when it falls from my eyeshadow, so I'm not going to intentionally put a streak of glitter across my face. Again, it could be a shade thing. This could be an amazing formula, and I'm just not using it right. Go ahead and let me know in the comments down below if there's a better way to use this, that it doesn't just look like a glitter stripe across my face. Yeah, the Fenty highlighters are the most overrated that I have in my collection right now. Now, I recently did a declutter, so there might have been something else prior, but yeah, I don't get the hype. They don't look good on me anyhow. Question number 18 is, what is a discontinued makeup item you wish would come back? And for me, it's the ColourPop Dream Street palette. I have major FOMO over that, and I missed out. And I want it so bad, and I didn't get it. I did finally decide that I wanted to purchase it, and it was already gone, and I'm so sad. I really wish I could have the Dream Street palette. It just speaks to me. I don't know why I didn't pull the trigger. I'm Trey bummed. Question number 19 is, where do you go for makeup inspiration? And the answer for me is easy. I go to YouTube. If I'm looking for a natural everyday look, I will go to an Allie Glines video or a Samantha March video. If I'm looking for something out of the box and wild, I will go to an Anelica Nyquist video or Raw Beauty Christie. Like, I love watching the looks they create. I love watching the creativity. I love looking at a palette that I own and watching somebody else use it in a different way and be like, oh yeah, that looks awesome. I'm going to try that. So absolutely, beauty YouTube is where I go for my makeup inspiration. Question number 20 is, what do you hope to see less of in the future in the beauty space? And I'm going to have to say pressed glitters. I would love to have them on the side. I know Nabla has done them on the side, and I know that other companies will sell them as individuals. They gotta stop being in palettes. I'm just not a fan. I feel like I'm wasting my money when there's, you know, more than maybe one. If there's just one pressed glitter in a palette, or like the BH Cosmetics Naughty palette, there's 2 in there, but it's massive, so I feel okay about that. But ColourPop's gotta cut out putting them in their 9 pans, because then you only got 8 pans left. I wish we would see less pressed glitters. Question number 21 is, what do you hope to see more of in the future? And if we're talking about makeup trends, I want them to keep going where they're going already, with that sort of fresh and dewy look versus the high coverage cakey look, as well as the green. I'm loving the greens coming out right now. I love green eyeshadow, and I'm loving seeing all the palettes come out with all these interesting greens. But I also would love to see more of my YouTube heroes collabing with companies that they love. I love that Angie got to collab with Kaleidos, and I would love to see more of my makeup heroes collabing with companies they love. That is the 21 question makeup tag, and of course, if you liked it, go ahead and hit the like button. If you have yet to subscribe to my channel, I would love if you do so. It's free for you, but it helps me out so much. Other than that, I hope you enjoyed the content. I would love to hear what your answers were to these questions down below. Aside from that, I hope everyone stays safe and stays healthy. I will see you guys in my next one. Bye.